Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. Want to just start with the game last night. How did you feel about the way the game played out and the flow, especially given some of the struggles the Mavs have had against some of the lower tier NBA teams?
Yeah, I think last night was a good test for us. I think about last week, we had a couple games that we had lost that that we kind of didn't respect our opponent, but we were able to kind of refocus up, and we know that the other team is full of NBA players and NBA coaches, so we got to respect them no matter who they are, what their record is, and so we were able to do that, and came out with a win yesterday.
So, Jalen, I have to ask you about that Atlanta game. I took my boys to that one. It was really fun, except for all the fouls that the point guards had for the Dallas Mavericks. Can you talk about when you picked up your fifth foul in the third quarter? I believe I saw some quotes from you about when you went to the bench and what Luka said to you as he was sitting on the bench with 5 fouls.
Yeah, I just remember I was pretty heated at the moment, and then Luka, I guess, kind of got over his fifth foul, was kind of started getting back in a good mood, and then he came over and hugged me, and I was just not into it. I was I was just very, very heated at the moment, but it's kind of cool to know that we have a guy like that who's so incredibly gifted and talented, who's always just being positive. And to have that moment at the time, it seemed like terrible, but looking back on it, it's probably pretty funny.
Does that translate into your personal life? When I get into arguments with people, I need to walk away and take a minute. And if somebody wants to hash it out in that moment, that doesn't work very well for me because I say things that I regret. How do you deal with that conflict in regular life?
That's actually a really good question. I guess it just depends on who and what is actually going on. I don't know. It just depends. Sometimes I say what I need to say, and sometimes I just walk away. It just really depends.
You ever sitting in the line at Whataburger and you're kind of like, this line's taking too long, I'm getting really mad, I should just drive off? Is that are you there?
If I ever get into that position, I'm just not turning into. If I see the line is long, I'm not getting in line at all.
Okay. I think the follow-up question is fast food burger that you're going to get.
Hold on. We can get to that follow-up question, Mike. We need to break down more of the ins and outs of the wait at Whataburger. All right. This is very
smart. He just said that the line's long. I'm just driving by the next one.
What do you constitute as a long line for Whataburger, and do you have less of tolerance for that because you know Whataburger's kind of slow to begin with, and if there's 3 cars, your day is shot?
Three cars is not a long line.
Okay.
3 cars is not a long. I'm talking if you can't turn into the place, it's just that's a sign for you just to keep driving.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a good philosophy.
If you're waiting in line on the street, then it's a no-no.
So what's the burger, Jalen? What's your favorite fast food burger that you will wait 10 to 15 minutes to get?
Well, actually, I'll be honest with you, past 2 years, almost 2 years, I've been, pescatarian, so I haven't had red meat or chicken or pork for the past 2 years. So,
it's all fish burgers.
It's all fish burgers. But back when I was, that's tough. I don't know. I was more of a chicken sandwich guy.
Well,
I was more of a chicken sandwich.
Have you noticed a difference in your energy, or what have you noticed?
And what
difference?
led to this?
Yeah, in the pescatarian diet.
Yeah. Well, it was right. It was during COVID, and also right when I had surgery on my shoulder. I wasn't going to be able to do much, so I thought I had to change something. No, so I just went with my diet, and energy's been better. I felt better, and I kind of don't really miss it. And it's been helping me, and I just decided just to kind of, for now, not go back to it.
The pace you've been on, dude, has just been amazing. And I think there are people in this room that didn't think you could do what you're doing? I'll
Not me. I supported you all along.
I'll raise my hand and say I thought you were an amazing six guy, and now you're proving that you're a number two. You're a legitimate number two in this league, and I'm just kind of curious what the difference is. Is it just getting the opportunities to prove that, or is there something that you've been learning over the last few years that's really helping this development, and how much is Jason Kidd helping that?
It's a little bit of all of that mixed together. It has to do with opportunity. Has to do with just being in the position, being put in the position to be successful. Also just my work ethic and my confidence. I'm really confident in myself. I know the things I'm capable of doing. I just try and focus on helping the team win, not really focusing on what can I do to better myself when it comes to game time. But it starts with just me working hard in the off season, and then carrying over that same mindset when the season actually starts. So it's a little bit of everything. I credit the coaching staff and Coach Kidd for sure, and also my teammates. They give me the confidence to go out there and play as well as I do.
So I know your rookie year, Jalen, the Mavericks made major moves, right? They trade for Porzingis. That meant a lot of players went off of your team. A lot of players come on. Harrison Barnes was traded to Sacramento a day or two later. I can't remember the exact timeline, but can you talk about what it's like being on a team when they're making major trades versus right now, the kind of 24 hours before a possible move could be made on your team?
Yeah, I try not to think about it. I try just to focus on the things that I can control, and that's just me. There's obviously a lot that's being speculated, a lot of rumors going on and stuff like that, but that's out of my control. That's something that I know that it's just, if I worry about it, it's just going to be a lot of stress that I don't need. So I just try my best not to think about it, and just focus on things I can control.
So you don't ever go like onto the GM traders or anything like that, and then print it out and leave it on Mark's desk or anything. You're like, hey, I'd like to play with this guy.
Definitely not. Okay. I do not do that.
That's probably for the best, and I don't want to ask specifics because we don't want to get anybody fined. Yeah. Absolutely.
But if he wants a future as a GM later down the road, we can practice on those things. We'll let him work with Mike on that.
Oh, interesting. Would that ever be like when you wrapped up your playing career, are you like, I'm going to be a basketball lifer, or are you like, I have other goals and ambitions. I want to start this business, or I want to do this?
I think I've always thought that I would be a coach after I'm done playing. The level of coach, I don't know. But I thought, just being around basketball and giving back to it is something that I've always thought about, something I always want to do. As of right now, that could change within the next couple of years. But I think being around this game has done so much for myself and my family. And it's something that I can't take for granted. It's something I always just want to kind of give back as much as I can.
So, Jalen, specifically with this team, the defense has been tremendous this year, especially comparing it to the last few years of the Dallas Mavericks. I was watching Richard Jefferson talk about it the other day on television. You pretty much have the same group of guys. Reggie Bullock has been added, and he's a very good defender. Can you talk about specifically you and then the team in general on the attitude change or what you guys are doing different to actually be a good defensive team this year?
I think it has a lot to do with just us buying in. Like I said before, the coaching staff has been putting us in positions for us to succeed. And but I think for us, we've bought in, and we've kind of always just helped each other. Throughout this year, we're just trying to help each other no matter what the situation is. If one person messes up, it's not pointing fingers. It's more of, all right, we can do better as a team to help him out. And it's not just focusing on the first option of a play, but it's covering each other for the next. And then when that breaks down, the next part. And so just constantly covering for each other, knowing that we have each other's back. And when everyone's thinking like that, it's kind of easy for everyone to kind of just react and play. And we've been doing well with that.
I certainly understand the focus goes game to game at this time of the year, and so get past the trade deadline, focus on the Clippers. But Like before the season started, do y'all discuss the big term goals about we not only want to make the playoffs, but win in the playoffs? Or are you just like, we're not going to talk about big term goals right now?
I think for us, we talk about our goals, what's important to us, and obviously advancing in the playoffs is something that we want to do. And I think it starts there. In order for us to have that goal of winning a championship, we got to obviously get past the first round. And I think that's been a goal for us, and that's what we're striving for. But most importantly, we've been trying to get better every day. And as long as we continue to chop away and get better every day, things are only going to turn well for us.
I'm assuming this is a positive because you talked about your belief in yourself, but looking at this team right now, do you think y'all can advance in the playoffs?
I do. I truly do. The way we're playing, the way our chemistry is, I think it can go a long way. I love the guys I'm playing with. I think the coaching staff has brought something out of us that we don't know that we had, and we're just happy to go out there and play.
And Jalen, the goal has to be to play better in the playoffs than the Philadelphia Eagles did in the playoffs, correct?
Wow.
Valid point. Valid.
You really want to go there. You really want to go
Every
there.
time we have you on, we always
Yeah.
We talk
do.
Eagles. We're nice enough to talk Philadelphia Eagles with you. I thought maybe you're going to want to talk about their playoff performance.
You want to talk about your run game, the Dallas Cowboys run game, or do we not want to do that?
We could just combine
Not really.
the Eagles run game and the Cowboys passing game.
Yeah.
And I think we would have had a contender.
We almost won.
Yeah, there's I'm not going to say too much. But yeah, it was really interesting play call. But I'll just leave it at that.
I don't understand what you could possibly make fun of from a team that ran a quarterback scramble on a time that there was less time than necessary to run the quarterback scramble with no timeouts.
Yeah.
Why would you make fun of that? Hey, we talked about this at the beginning of the season, your confidence in Jalen's and your beliefs in Jalen's across the board. Now that you saw the season, y'all did make the playoffs. What is your confidence meter on Jalen Hurts?
I have confidence in him. I really do have confidence in him. I think he turned the season from nothing into something. And it's honestly pretty special. And especially in this league, and to get to, I think we started like 2-6 or something like that, ended up 9-7 or 9-8 and into the playoffs. So I think we can only get better, and I have faith in him. I really do.
Jalen, are you a fan of any other sports team? We know you're a big fan of the Philadelphia Eagles. Are you a fan of the Phillies? Are you a fan of the Flyers? Or is it just besides basketball, a football fan?
I would say I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of the Phillies. I don't know why. When my parents, when we moved to Chicago, my mom's work had season tickets to the Cubs, and I kind of inherited the Cubs then. And so I'll say my two teams are the Cubs and the Eagles.
All right.
My dad introduced me to the Eagles, and my mom's work introduced me to the Cubs.
If you had 13 seconds left, left to make a play, what would you be calling? Are you calling a quarterback keeper?
No. No.
What about on the court? You got 13 seconds left. You're down by 2. What's your play for this Mavericks team? Which one are you calling?
Give it to Luka and move.
Sound like Doug Collins in 1988.
Hope for the best.
Awesome stuff, Jalen, man. We appreciate having you on very much. Love the positivity. I think a lot of Mavs fans are feeling that as well right now, and we will catch up with you down the line.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.